I'm gonna be talking about Thucydides' trap. Is war high risk and high stress? I think so. The more war there is, the more people are stressed out about their freedom, their society, their privilege, their money, even. Uh, Lots of things can stress people out during war, and it is high risk because it could go worldwide. Thucydides' trap describes the structural stress of high risk of war. So if you're interested in that, go look that up. When rising power threatens to displace an established ruling power, oh hey socks, you doing, baby? Ruling power would be like our government, our nation, our society's taking care of what we do. Um, and a rising power would be kind of like Trump, Epstein, going against the ruling power, which is what laws we already have in place to keep us going as a society, as a nation. Like, established power is like what the people voted in to put in place, kind of like the Constitution, I would assume, so to speak. But rising power is like someone or a government that rises against a already in law place, if that makes sense. A ruling power is a person, group, or nation that holds the authority to govern, control, and set the agenda for society. The elites. That's what ruling power is. But if Trump is an elite and he's got rising power against the ruling power, does that mean that they're working together as one? I mean, was it Pelosi that said that if we arrest everyone in the Epstein files, then the whole government would collapse? Or the whole system would collapse? So that's your answer right there. They're all working together. It probably goes deeper than what we think. Obviously, Hollywood has a child trafficking ring. Everybody's known about that. Disney's known about. Nobody's doing anything. Do you think America's ruling power is compromised? Because you got the rising power of Trump Nation, and then you got the ruling power of America. So do you think America's compromised? Do you think that people running the show, the elites of the ruling power, are compromised? Do you think our nation is compromised? I want to hear answers from everybody. I mean, even if it's negative or positive, I want to hear answers. I'm an open mind. I'm not gonna like say you're wrong or right. This is my opinion, and this is just a study I'm doing and a video I'm talking about to create more content. But with the Epstein files in our government, can our current government continue to govern our nation? That's where the Pelosi question came in. Like, if our government is in the Epstein files and the nation knows about it, what's subliminalized and brainwashing about the hantavirus or whatever, and then you got the Disney cruise ships, which is related to the Epstein thing, not like in words or paperwork, but like it's the same thing, but it's a different source or whatever. So it's a distraction, I think. The core dynamic. It's not about grievances between nations. It's more or less the fear of structured and the rising powers of growth. So like, the more the rising power grows, the more nations fear that entity, that area of what's going on. So like, people are afraid of North Korea, Russia, and now China because of the what was it, the drones or the space bubbles floating around, and then they're buying up land in America, and then they got all these spies here, sleepers is what they're called, all that stuff. So like, the fear of rising power versus ruling power. Ruling power is set in place for the people, so to speak. It's supposed to be from the elites, but we all know basically the elites died and these other old bastards took over, so we know that much. The kind of power that a rising power has creates tension between nations, and also ends in bloodshed with war. A lot of times, not every time, but most of the time it ends with violent nature. It can spiral and create armed conflictions. There have been 16 identified historical instances where a rising power challenged a ruling one. 12 of those rising powers resulted in war. And that's a study done by Graham Allison. So, do you think Trump is a rising power against the U.S.? Do we need to stand up as a nation together to fight this tyrant? Or is there another way to get him out? Why isn't the CIA doing anything? I mean, what about the secret government? Like, there's a reason why he's in office and he's still being able to do all this stuff. With 34 felonies being mentioned in the Epstein files, there's some kind of pull he has, unless he's a puppet. Someone behind the scenes is running all the presidents. It's been passed on to him or her for generations. Like, you got Rothschild, they own a lot of shit, and then they monopolize it, but then they give it a different brand, different name, and then it's sectioned off so it's not monopolized. You know what I mean? So like, it is, but it isn't. It's a manipulation tactic. That's just one. You got, I think, what's the other one, Gottfried or something? There's a couple funding fathers, as I call them, but they're not like good people. You know what I mean? Is Trump an undercover boss for like the Illuminati? Probably not. Is the Illuminati running the nation? More than likely, yeah. But there are conspiracy tactics, so like, they're conspirators, so they create conspiracies, they influence conspiracies to create paranoia. Paranoia turns you against your neighbor. Making little minor inconveniences programmed for everyone, the system, to like, say someone sees something on their phone, they go to talk to a friend. That friend was scrolling on their phone, and that person distracts this person from what they were going to look at, and they drop their phone, for example, or something chaotic, you know, out of the instances, something random, but it's programmed to look like that. I've had instances on my phone where my algorithm shows me stuff that I've never looked up, and I don't plan on looking it up. It's disgusting. But it's weird how it all works, because apparently there's like a set of individuals that hold the keys to the entire internet, and then we got this algorithm thing. You got Meta, you got Facebook, you got all this other shit, AI, but no one good is running that. So how do we fight off these people, take back what's ours, and fight for the kids? How do we do that? I want your answers, please. Everybody, respond to this. Subscribe, follow, like, give this a like, whatever. I would like to hear your opinions, your research, if you have any. I'll look into research that you've looked up. If you have any like hypothesis or like theories on revolution, I'll listen to that. I'm trying to figure out something that we can unite because we used to be United Nations, but something that we can unite to, not to distract, but to pull, you know, like gravity pulls, like to pull something in our direction that we can push out, like the universe is doing. That our minds being like kind of like connected, like whether we're relating words or relating body language, or we're imprinting on everybody or certain individuals. If we could do this independently as a nation together, I think we'd have a bright future for everybody, not just certain people, not just the elites, not just bribes or sick people or people with power who can take it far. I think we can rise out of this, and I think we can make a better future for everybody, for ourselves, possibly even the world. I mean, one person can change a city, one city can change a state, one state can change the nation, one nation can change the world. So that's what I believe. It's related, you know, everyone works together. We're like I don't know, not like gangster ants, but like, sorry, I'm a little autistic, but like my way of explaining things are a little off, and I'm not good at with words all the time. I get impulsive and stuff sometimes too, but say things I shouldn't. But I guess like gangster ants, because ants work as one, but the gangster part relates everything together from one to another. You know what I mean? Sounds stupid, but that's what first thing came to mind. So I hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.